the yellow Jacob. And today, let's go ahead and discuss the Minnesota Vikings Week 10 matchup. So without further ado, let's get into it. So yeah, the Minnesota Vikings will be traveling to... Oh, fudge. Oh, man. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Minnesota Vikings are traveling to Buffalo. Oh, boy. That's going to be that's going to be an interesting game because there's a lot of layers to this game. So, yeah, let's go ahead and break it all down. So, let's get into it. So, yeah, the Minnesota Vikings, as I just got done saying, will be traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Now, which quarterback will we be taking on? That's a little bit up in the air as of right now, which is 12:41 Central Time on Wednesday, November 9th. Because as of now, Josh Allen is the starter. However, Josh Allen has what is to believed a UCL injury on his arm or elbow or kind of right around that area. And, let's just say, even if he does play, it's going to be sore. It's going to hurt like heck. But, again, that really doesn't mean anything because Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are still a pretty damn well-oiled machine, if I'm being honest here. I mean, they've got Josh Allen. They've got potentially Case Keenum could be starting. They've got Diggs, Gabriel Davis, Dawson Knox, James Cook, now Nyheim Hines. They have a very underrated defense. Now, I will say a lot of their secondary, though, has been injured this year. But, yeah, I mean, like I say, it's going to be interesting to see what the Vikings end up doing. Because, again, we don't even know who we're going to be playing necessarily. Is it Allen? Is it Keenum? So, yeah, let's go ahead and kind of break everything down. So, obviously, first and foremost, how will our defense go up against arguably one of the, if not the best offenses in the entire NFL? Holy crap, did I mention that they are loaded on offense? Including our former fan favorite here in Minnesota, Stephon Diggs, playing the Vikings for the first time since he became a Buffalo Bill. And, well, if it's anything like his first time playing against the Packers post-Vikings, that's going to be must-see entertainment. Because he went straight up to Jair Alexander like the guy owed him money. Like, holy crap. Diggs basically channeled his inner Viking there. Like, I mean, his team literally had to restrain him like 4 or 5 separate times. Which, again, isn't necessarily a fun thing or a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, we all know Diggs is a competitor. Gabriel Davis is also a guy we got to keep an eye on because if we're going to cover up Diggs or try to, stop Diggs from beating us, Gabriel Davis is every bit as capable to, well, burn us like toast. And, well, to be fair, though, a lot of their offense burns a lot of defenses like toast. And, yeah, granted, they don't necessarily have the greatest running game in the world, but it's still pretty underrated with Devin Singletary, James Cook, Nyheim Hines. I mean, the rotation is a huge thing there, but say what you will, I mean, they can still run the rock. But again, boiling this all back down to the potential topic at hand here, and like I said earlier in this video, as of about now 12:45 Central Standard Time, the Minnesota Vikings will be taking on Josh Allen. But that doesn't necessarily mean we will be taking him on because, well, again, I told you, he has a very painful arm/elbow injury. That's very common in baseball players. Like a lot of pitchers and stuff like that have this injury. So, again, who knows? And that would be a huge blow to that offense just because Josh Allen can do a lot more than just throw the ball. he's also a very, very good runner and all that stuff. So what does that mean, though? Again, we could potentially be taking on another former Viking friend in, you guessed it, Case Keenum. Oh, the irony. Oh, the thick, sweet irony. Going up against Diggs and Case Keenum. Again, Vikings fans, do I have to go back into that? I mean, last time Keenum to Diggs was a big thing. I mean, I still have that t-shirt hiding over in my little Vikings area over here. So, yeah, that was a fun night. Granted, I wasn't a huge fan of what happened the following game, but to be fair, though, no Vikings fan fucking was. So, but yeah, like I say, enough about their offense. Now let's flip over to the defense. Because, well, again, their defense is very, 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 very underrated as well. I mean, they have Von Miller, who's looking every bit like prime Broncos Von Miller. Like, holy mama. They have a very good pass rush. And also, Harrison Phillips will be going up against his former team, too. That'll be interesting to see. And, yeah, I mean, you can't take these guys lightly because their linebackers are really good. They may or may not be getting Tre'Davious White back. I know he was just recently brought off of IR, or he might be back already. I really don't know. So, again, we'll see. And, yeah, I mean, like I say, this game is going to be all hands on deck. Because, well, again, the Buffalo Bills are literally one of the teams that is, pretty much in everybody's Super Bowl predictions, if not Super Bowl picks. So, I mean, this win, if we can get this done, Vikings fans, if we can get this done, guys, this would be a massive win. Just for the sake of, again, a Super Bowl contending team here. The media still doesn't quite know what to think of the Vikings, and to be fair, though, as a Vikings fan, I still don't 100% know what to think of this team either, because 7-1, but I think our last wins were by 8 points or less, yeah. I mean, it'd be kind of nice to win by a little bit more than, 8 points, but for whatever reason, Greg Joseph and the Minnesota Vikings and the offense can't seem to. But, again, we'll wait and see. But yeah, I'll tell you what, though, this would erase a lot of doubts in the media if we can get this done. Which is why I hope Josh Allen does play. But at the same time, though, if you're a Bills fan, I could potentially see you saying, you know what, let's just go ahead and, chunk it and let's get Keenum in there. Even though that might actually be an interesting thing to look at, too, because the AFC East, holy crap, where did that division come from? Let's put it this way. The Bills, the Dolphins, the Jets are 6-3. The freaking Patriots are 5-4. I mean, good golly. Like, the AFC East could potentially be a toss-up. I mean, a lot of people thought the Bills were going to run away with the division. Anything but. So if you're a Bills fan, too, I mean, if you're like the Bills coaching staff and stuff like that, you almost have to keep putting your foot on the gas here, even if Josh Allen isn't 100% healthy, just because the rest of the AFC East, who knows? Who knows? I mean, we could see 3 playoff teams coming from the AFC East. Like 3 bona fide contenders. And again, I don't think people have said contenders and the Jets in the same sentence since like 2010. So yeah. Just saying, have fun. Woo, mother old. But yeah, like I say, though, kind of wrapping this thing up here. The Vikings, this will not be an easy game for Kirk, for Jefferson, for Hawkinson, for Osborne, for Peterson, for Harrison Smith, for Kendricks. I mean, our whole team is going to have to be all hands on deck here. And again, is it Allen? Is it Keenum? Who knows? We have to be ready for anything. And if we can get this victory, I'm just saying, right now the magic number is 5. At least from different pundits that I've seen. So if the Vikings can go on a win streak here and get even 2 or 3 wins, and the Bears and Packers drop 1 or 2 more games, or like 2 or 3 more games, by the time I go to the Jets game, the Vikings could have the NFC North on lock. Again, who would have saw this coming? So, yeah, and like I say, after this week, it doesn't get any easier because who do we have coming into town? Oh yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, who are also going to be hungry as hell for the NFC East, which is another division that's, maybe not quite the same as the AFC East, but still. So, but again, this is going to be a huge game for the Vikings. And if we win, great. If we lose, we'll be 7-2, nothing else, whatever, There's no shame in losing to the Bills here. But man, it would feel so much sweeter if we could get this done, boys. So, until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good one.